So the Switch had a good first year. I think most people can agree on that. We took a look back, several games that really were vying for Game of the Year. One of them happened to win almost all the Game of the Year awards in Zelda, but Mario, of course, was good. We had Xenoblade, several other first-party games. It was a very strong 2017, very strong launch year for the system. And one company that really liked that it was such a strong launch year for the system was GameStop. GameStop did pretty well because of the Switch. The Switch really helped it along, as opposed to something like the Wii U that kind of sputtered and really didn't do much for GameStop at all. The Switch is a night and day difference, and they've made that very apparent to their investors time and time again. You know, we sold a bunch of Switches, we sold a bunch of games, the accessories are flying off the shelves. You know, life is good, the Switch is selling really well in store, whereas the other systems are definitely moving towards a digital space, right, where they're selling more of their stuff digitally than physically. The Switch seems to have injected some life into GameStop's business. Now, on the very recent conference call, their CEO decided to talk a bit about some unannounced titles that's going to make the Switch do just as well, or very well, I should say, in 2018. We know what happened with the Wii U. I'd say this is definitely a whole different platform that we saw in the past. We have visibility to the software, so last year was a tremendous year for their software as well as hardware. Between Zelda and Mario Odyssey and all the games that they had, it really drove a lot of hardware sales as well as software. I think this year, when we look at the slate of titles, many of which haven't been announced yet, this year looks also very, very strong. So I think, at least for 2018, we'll continue to see the strong software slate drive additional install based on the hardware and increase attach rate. We don't have really visibility for 19 yet, but for 18, it should play out that way. And that was Mike K. Mahler, who is the CEO of GameStop, on a conference call with investors, just really talking about, obviously, how they've been doing, the business, and where they're going here for 2018. Seems to be pointing out the Switch, apparently a strong 2018 that they think is coming, and attributing this to unannounced titles. Now, there are titles that we kind of know about, but we don't know if it's coming out in 2018, something like a Pokemon game, which, of course, would do very well if it came out in 2018. We already know about Smash Brothers, so he shouldn't be talking about that. And then we hear rumors about things like an Animal Crossing. We've heard rumors about some big third-party announcements that we don't know about. Some have been said to be unthinkable by some insiders. So now the question becomes, what are we looking forward to? What's going to be announced? We have a feeling we'll know a lot more at E3 in the next, 2 months or so now. E3 is getting close, by the way, so it's going to be very exciting. But we assume we'll have to wait till then. We don't really think we'll see a direct ahead, or at least before then, kind of to get in front of E3 to throw any other announcements out there beforehand. We do think E3 is probably where these announcements will come from third parties, from Nintendo themselves. But really, we have to figure out what could be showing up that would give it a strong 2018. Something like, I've seen people say, something like a Grand Theft Auto 5. Yes, that would be very strong. We just heard, which we're going to go over Newswave tomorrow, about massive revenue that they've been making, and it seems like they're on track to get to 100 million units sold, and something like the Switch would obviously help it get there. So now we have to figure out what could be coming. Like I said, Animal Crossing makes sense. That would, of course, sell units. That would sell software. But from there, it's anyone's guess. We've seen third-party software, things like Wolfenstein and Doom, things that people thought were unthinkable then, are reality now. So, what do we have? That's hard to say. I'm curious what you guys think, though. I saw this quote, I saw this conference call that they were doing, and I thought, man, that is interesting. I wonder what they could be talking about. Yes, the GameStop CEO more than likely knows about some stuff coming up, because generally they plan a lot of promotional material around this. If you go into GameStop, they change promotional material constantly. When I worked there, every other Sunday was marketing day, and that was basically us changing out everything in the store. We spent all Sunday doing it. So that was stuff that was planned well in advance. And yes, they have a good idea of probably what's at E3 and what they need to start getting ready for promotions, pre-order bonuses, all of this stuff. So he has a good idea of what's to come, and it sounds like it's going to make their 2018 pretty strong. It sounds like it might even be on par with last year. man, that is interesting. I'm curious what's to come. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments as to what Nintendo Switch games could be getting announced at E3, before E3, maybe after E3. I feel like you'd want to announce it around E3 to get it out and ready to go for the holiday season, because that would only give you anywhere from 4 to 6 months, depending on when it's coming out. But let me know, guys, down in the comments. I'm very curious. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it, disliked if you didn't, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time for Newswave.